Whether you are a smartphone fan or not, it's quite clear to see that there are an abundance of phones on the market today for you to choose from. Choice is great, but with such choice comes problems. Quite simply, where do you start? Who do you consider, and is that the right phone for you? If one of your primary factors of consideration is price and value for money, then you should start by considering KAZAM smartphones. Before I go into detail on this device, I need to make something quite clear that exists on all KAZAM handsets. All come with dual SIM capability, meaning 2 SIM cards in one phone. All come with a free screen replacement. If you drop it, smash it, or it breaks for no reason, you'll get 1 free screen replacement within the first year of ownership. Because value for money is key, the specs will not blow you away, but they're not bad. See the link in the video description for the full specs, but headline features include Android OS and a 1.2 GHz dual-core processor. The biggest disappointment is the screen resolution, but truth be told, for a phone with smart features, this can easily be classified as sufficient. Browsing a news page or Facebook does not need a high resolution, it might just be more desirable. The 4.5-inch touchscreen dominates the front of the device, with touch-sensitive back, home and menu buttons built into the front panel under the screen. The rest of the buttons and controls find themselves in the usual places. The speaker appears to stretch across the back, but removing the cover reveals the speaker is placed to the left of the device, so the sound may not be as balanced as one may have first thought. The Trooper X4.5 will not be winning any design awards, but it does not really fail, and it is very standard in its layout. The device feels solid in the hand, and the materials used do not have that really cheap feel you would expect. There is a nice curvature to the corners, and not the squarer corners found on the likes of the Sony products. Unlike some of the more cost-effective devices, the Trooper 4.5 does have a light sensor, so manual or automatic control of the screen brightness is an option. A built-in G sensor also means use of the device in either portrait or landscape mode is possible. Out of the box, Android 4.2.2 is installed on the device. Therefore, the device is pretty up to date. Okay, it's not the latest version, Android 4.4, but very few devices have this, and for the vast majority it's not necessary. If you want the very latest and the very best, the Trooper is not for you. There is the smallest of tweaks, which include a flashlight and a few wallpapers, as well as the dual SIM management tools. All the standard Google services, such as Gmail, YouTube, Maps and more, are available out of the box. Just input your existing Google account details if you have one, and within minutes you'll be up and running. With access to Google Play Store, you can download all of your favourite apps from Twitter to Facebook to Angry Birds. There is a file manager, an FM radio and movie studio app to enhance your experience. The Trooper has 4 gig on board, of which 2.5 gig is available to you. If you need more memory, you have the micro SD card slot. As with many smartphones, out of the box you can expect Wi-Fi, Bluetooth and GPS, which are essentially now standard features. The Trooper does not have facilities like MHL, Video Out, Miracast, DLNA or USB host support. Where the Trooper does come into its own is with its dual SIM capabilities. Dual SIM means that at any one time 2 SIM cards can be inserted into the relevant slots and have active connections on the phone. Whereas before you may have had 2 separate phones, with the KAZAM Trooper 4.5 you can have just one phone with 2 SIM cards in it. From within the settings you can choose how the SIM cards are used and managed and change them at any time you like. With a standard 3.5mm headphone jack you can easily connect your favourite headphones or use the standard ones supplied. The audio quality is okay. The rear speaker, whilst deceptive in its positioning, actually sounds okay. The grille allows the sound to travel further rather than being forced through a small speaker grille. As much as I tried, unless you hold the phone with a particularly tight or odd grip, the sound is unlikely to become muffled. Call quality was average, no surprises or disappointments here. Taking a look at the camera, many of us know it's not all about megapixels, but the Trooper has 5 of them. It does not boast any special camera technology or features, which is a shame when cameras are becoming more important on phones for many people. That said, no fancy features means a basic, easy to use camera application that takes reasonable shots. Absolutely fine for sharing on social networks and for the odd one you may want to print out. You get easy controls for both stills and video for things like flash and shooting resolution. There is a burst mode with the option of taking 40 or 99 shots in quick succession, which is nice to see. There is no dedicated camera key. This is all managed and controlled through the on-screen camera shutter button. The results from the camera were mixed. In the right conditions you can get an okay image. I found the colours a little washed out and the focus wasn't very good. not to mention the contrast between colours. Battery life is always important, and running 2 SIMs in one phone will draw more power. There's no argument about this. During the testing phase, for about a week I had just 1 SIM in the phone, and with light usage I was getting 2 days out of it. That said, if running 2 SIMs, you may be on the phone more and the battery life may be tested as a result. Of course, so much is determined by your usage. Daily charges should be expected though for the more demanding user. Price isn't usually something I focus on in a review normally. I often place suitability over price. That said, this device aims to be cheap. It's one of its selling points. At less than £125 including VAT, you're certainly not being robbed. This product runs away with the value for money crown if you need a dual SIM device. But should having dual SIM capability be a bit of a nice to have for you and you only really need 1 SIM, then the Motorola Moto G at just shy of £150 with double onboard memory, RAM and processor speed is the one to go for. For an extra £25, the differences speak for themselves and you'll be thankful for spending that bit more. All told, the KAZAM Trooper 4.5 is a solid lower-end handset that has a lot to offer to a particular user. A user who wants an excellent value dual SIM smartphone. The problem is, the Trooper is not that inspiring. It doesn't really wow you. Motorola's recently launched Motorola Moto G is quite a bit better for not a lot more money.